Welcome everyone to the second blitz
Please
game
start the
between
poll.
Gukesh and Vishy Anand. A big clash here. Gukesh opens his game with e4, e5, knight f3, knight c6 and plays g3, the same opening that he played in their second rapid game in the battle for the third place at the Tech Mahindra Global Chess League. Both players have castled. Gukesh goes h3 and Vishi tries to gain space on the queen side. This was exactly the same thing that was played last time as well. Vishi jumps in with his knight, bishop takes, knight comes out to c3, and yes, he had made this maneuver as well. Knight c5, knight comes to e2, and knight e6 is on the board. Well, Vishi has the d4 square under control. Gukesh pushes forward and now bishop to c5. Maybe a better move was to take here, but f5, knight to d4, and now f6 seems like a very powerful move. Instead, Gukesh goes g4, c6, knight jumps to g3, b5, and every time there's a chance to play f6, Gukesh isn't doing it. Vishi, when Gukesh doesn't do it, can play f6 on his own, but he's also not doing it. So a very interesting battle has been, you know, raged here on the king side, and Gukesh now taking his time. This could very well be the time that he pushes f6. He has 3 minutes 6 seconds on the clock. Vishi has 2 minutes 59 seconds. And Gukesh just wants to be very sure, because f6 g6, suddenly you can swing the queen over to the h6 square. It could result into a huge attack. Well, he's going for the queen side pawn. He's not sure. He wants to play maybe on the king side. He takes on b5, cb, and maybe now is the time that he does it. Gukesh trying to calm himself down. He's used almost a minute for his last move. He goes bishop e3. Now 18 seconds have been utilized. b4 pushed. Queen comes up to d2. And now the threat is to play, if the f6 is coming, then black should go f6, because threat is to play f6 g6, take on d4 and reach queen h6. That's the idea. Vishi goes b3. Oof. Well, b3, his plan is to go knight to c2, and if you take here, he plans to fork you. And this time Gukesh, well, he's down to 1 minute 30 seconds. He's a minute below Vishy Anand. Trying to be very careful here. Gukesh pushes f6. Good move, but he's down to 1 minute 5 seconds. Vishy had this in mind. He wasn't going to play g6 at all. F takes. Now knight takes, but this king is too weak. It's too weak, and already ideas like he takes on b3. It's a pawn after all. Takes, queen takes. White is totally winning. Rook b8 played by Vishi, attacking the b3 pawn. But now queen h6, a very strong move, can be played here by Gukesh. He plays rook a3. He's trying to save that pawn. And bishop e6, he jumps in with the queen to h6. Many ideas in this position are possible. One of them is to block the f pawn with rook f6. Can black go f6 here is the question. Well, then knight f5. If bishop f5, I take ef5, activating my bishop on this diagonal. That's the point. So it's time for Vishi to think now, but Vishi simply chops off the pawn. 1 minute 2 minutes 5 seconds for Vishy, 50 seconds for Gukesh. Rook jumps into f6. And he comes back. Bishop to e6 played. And now the idea could very well be d4 and swing the rook over. But also Vishy would like to get counterplay by taking on b2. He plays it d4. Whoa, what a move by Gukesh. Now one of the threats is d5, so take the pawn. No, he takes on b2, d5, pushing forward, completely winning here. Gukesh is totally winning. Bishop d7, just swing the rook over. Rook a f3, and then you have many possibilities. A tactic like queen g5, rook f7. If you take, queen is hanging, otherwise it's a mate. Many such tricks are possible. But Gukesh has to be careful about his time. Although he got a winning position, he has only 10 seconds left. He jumps in with the knight, a big mistake. Bishop takes f5, great move. G takes, it seems like game is over with rook g3, but Vishy has an incredible resource here, which is to play knight h5. It stops not only rook g3, but if queen takes h5, the f6 rook is hanging, and the rook is kind of trapped. Whoa, what a big moment in this game. Can Vishy find it? He finds it. Beautiful move. Gukesh takes on d6, but now queen h4 is game over. In fact, Vishy is the one in the better position. Rook goes to f3 and rook fb8. Oh, he takes on g2. That was unnecessary by Anand, and he rushed a bit there. He had 1 minute 22 seconds. Maybe there was no need to take it because it wasn't a threat. Queen d2, the knight comes in, and now the problem that has happened with Vishy is that his material down. If you count the material on the board, white is an exchange up. Black is trying to create play. There's still crazy stuff that can happen when Gukesh has only 9 seconds on the clock. I think trading queens makes sense because otherwise you'll get mated. Rook takes, rook c3 played. Attacking the h3 pawn, preparing a3. He pushes f6, h5 played, making luft for the king. Rook b2. Now a3 pushed. He gets passive here, and now Vishy is at least equal. Goes h4. Rook a6 played, takes the pawn, king goes back, gives another check, king h1. And now white is going to win this pawn. There's no mate. He goes rook e3, but now, yes, rook takes a3. He takes here, and rook d2, extremely important move, finds it to push the pawn down the board. Excellent move found by Gukesh. King h7, d6. Where is Vishy's counterplay? That's not coming here. He's totally winning here. Things changed completely at some point, but what a game this has been with so many ups and downs. Look at Vishy there trying to calculate if there's any way out from the mess. He gives a check, king up, e4, d7, e3, but you can simply make a, maybe not a queen. Rook takes e3 taken, and d8 queen coming up. Vishy resigns. What a game. Gukesh's first victory against Vishy in this tournament. They played 6 games against each other, out of which Vishy Anand managed to really do well against Gukesh. There are 3 draws and 2 wins, and finally Gukesh won. Just this final moment, and here you can see them analyzing with each other, was very cool. I thought Vishy finding this move, knight h5, was amazing. Rook takes d6, and here if Anand would have simply played rook fb8 and a4, it would have been a winning position for black. But instead he went takes, and now white was the one who managed to win. But at some point Vishy came back in the game. He was here around even, takes, rook g3, and maybe now it was important to put the rook on the d file, as after rook takes a3 he can give a check, king h2 and king h7, and this could be defensible. But when he went to the e file, Gukesh managed to find this rook d2 move and won the game, as he now arranges his pieces and his opponent's pieces like he always does. Congrats to Gukesh and his team for getting the third place in the tournament.